Hey everyone, it's Jukis from Nextride.com. And today, this video is actually recorded strictly for our YouTube channel. And I wanted to really talk to you as an athlete on about the importance of building your personal brand, how to do that in the social media, and like these are really like high level, quick and dirty things that will get you set up in the right way. And this is based on my experience. First, as about 20 years as an athlete and as a sports leader, and then like as a person trying to get other athletes sponsored. So one of the things that I really stumble across so many times all the time is that like I find an athlete for whom I think that I have a good candidate sponsor all lined up, ready to go. I go through, for example, like a list of recent competition results, and I see that okay, there's our perfect athlete. That's a great fit for this brand, and then I just can't find them anywhere. And like part of the problem is privacy rights, so GDPR and stuff like that. I literally cannot just call up a federation and say that, hey, can you give me Sarah and their phone number address? It doesn't work like that. So basically, like if I am an agent in the field, I hate the word agent, but let's use that due to lack of a better word for it. Um, like if I try to find a specific athlete, I just really need to find them online. I need to find them on a social media or somewhere like that, because otherwise I just won't be able to even send them a proposal. It's a silly thing. And furthermore, I see this more and more and more with younger athletes. The closer we get to like 20-year-olds, it becomes almost impossible to find them. They're so security conscious, and I get that. But if you're serious as an athlete and you maintain a hope of sometime being sponsored, then ask yourself, how the hell are the sponsors going to reach out to you? Do you do you seriously think that they're going to come up to you in a competition setting and grab you by the arm? It just doesn't work like that. You need to be out there in a way that makes it possible for them to actually identify and reach out to you, right? You don't need to actually sacrifice a lot of your privacy if you do this right, and I'll tell you how I think you should be doing it. So so let me share something with you. And sorry for the screen shaking a little bit. But I think that right now you should be able to see the screen. So these are sort of the elements that I think that are like super important when you're building your personal brand as an athlete. And we'll start with the identity part. Now, when I'm talking about identity, I don't mean like how you identify yourself in your between your ears personally, but specifically, how do you identify online as an athlete? So if you're using like a screen name, like I don't know, Red Dragon 006, like no one's going to be able to connect the dots. So what I suggest to you that you set up your identities online on social medias in a very straightforward way. First name, last name, sport. So let's say that I was still playing, or let's say that I was still an active climber. So I would put jukis.ahonen.climber or something to that effect, so that I clearly identify who I am as an individual and as a person and the sport that this is related to. Because this makes it easier for the brands and the agents and everyone else in the ecosystem to positively identify you as the person that they're trying to reach. And then secondly, make it a public profile. Now, you don't, as I said, you don't need to share anything privacy oriented there. Just make it as a professional profile. You just share stuff about your athlete persona, and that's it. If you want to throw in a little bit of a more personal touch, go right ahead. I wouldn't recommend that you do that more than maybe one post out of 10. Just keep it sort of business-like. Anyway, then we're off to the next part, the bio. The bio should basically have just two elements to it. First is sort of where you are on your athlete journey right now, like what's your level of competition? So let's say that I was climbing at the national championship level. Let's say that I came in second in the last national championship. I would put something like silver medal national champion. And then the second part is what's my aim? Currently training for European championships, something like that. Future oriented, goal oriented. Where am I going? Because that gives a very specific clue for the brand on what sort of journey they might join you, you know? Like, and this is important to understand that when you're talking about like traditional mass media sports, the brands just want to associate basically with the biggest champion that they can afford, and that's it. And then they want to associate that this champion is as good as our product, and there you go and buy it. But with emerging sports and niche sports, it's more about the journey. So it's like what they want to in a way say is that if you buy our products, you can be like this champion who's going from national to European level, something like that. It's more about the journey. So make that clear in your bio. Where you are today, what's your verified level of achievement in your sport, and then where are you going? That's it. Next is platform selection. So like if you want to talk to big corporations, you should probably go to like LinkedIn, X, or Twitter. If you want to talk to fans directly, then it's more about like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, if you're into older fans, basically. And if you're like more adventurous, you could consider Blue Sky, for example. But it's like at the end of the day, I would say that like just pick, if you're new to this, just pick one or two at most to begin with, and focus more on consistency than just trying to build a presence across all the platforms. Otherwise, it's going to soak up so much of your time that you're just going to crash and burn. So one or two of those, maybe one on the more business end, one on the more consumer end, something like that. Then scheduling. Think of this as part of your training regime. So pencil it in, put it in your calendar. Tuesday is for my social media, and you can schedule those posts on most like social media. So maybe like spend like 2 hours putting those posts together and then schedule them across the next week or something like that, so that you have like content coming out every now and then. And consistency is king. Like on most of these platforms, the algorithm picks up on whether the author is consistent or not, and if they are, they get rewarded by getting their post shown to more people. Make sure you include the right hashtags and stuff like that. And then we go to authenticity. So like a lot of people, especially young people, they have like insanely high expectations on production quality. Like most of the athletes that I talk with wouldn't be happy with the setup like this, and they would be worried about having like cheap, crappy lights, and or maybe not having lights at all. Like this, oh my God, it's so horrible. No, it isn't. The the thing is that yeah, these like lights and stuff like that, which we typically call production value, yeah, they're nice add-ons, but the authenticity, at least in my head, is more on like how I talk, what I'm talking, how I'm looking at you, like whether it's clear or not that maybe I've had like 6 dozen edits to get it just right. Like, yeah, people don't really expect that. Especially again in emerging sports, niche sports, authenticity is king. So keep it rugged. If you're a little bit embarrassed when you like press publish, then it's probably a good thing. You don't want to polish it up too much. Just share your thoughts, and but like the authenticity shouldn't mean that you're just maybe talking just about anything, or don't think it like that. Make sure that it's also authentic in the sports context. So if you're, let's say that, okay, you're a climber and you've been at the gym and you've had a leg day and your legs are hurting like hell. Maybe you can post about that, but connect the dots for the audience. Like, how does this leg day at the gym support you as a climber? How is it going to support your growth from the national level to the European level, or whatever your journey is that you're on? Like, connect those dots on every post, like always bring it back together, like keep building that journey, keep sharing that journey, keep sort of making the audience a part of your journey. That will also appeal to the brands, because then when they start sort of vetting your content to figure out whether you're the right champion for them or not, they're going to see this journey emerge, and then they can start sort of envision that, okay, yeah, maybe we could be a part of that. That, hey, maybe you can get these antihistamines to support you on your journey to the next level, like whatever. But keep sharing the journey. Make it pretty explicit and stick to it. Consistency and keeping on the topic. Yeah, connect the dots. Then engagement. Whenever someone responds to you, respond back. Always like every comment. Even if you get a little bit of hate from someone, just stay cool. Remember, you're now a professional athlete. You're supposed to be able to handle it professionally. It doesn't mean that you need to take shit from anyone. You can say that, hey, I appreciate the comment you made and reaching out to me, but I really don't like that sort of comments or attitude. So could you please tone it down? But anyway, make sure that you comment on everything. Like, you respond to everything. Thank you. You're welcome. Like all that stuff. Especially if someone asks you something. Like, hey, can you share a little bit more details about your leg day? Then yeah, go ahead. Share it. Like, again, like, remember, there's no secrets, really. There is no secret sauce, because, as you know, as an athlete, it's all about the execution. So you can share all of your training regime, and that's not going to make anyone outcompete you, because it's about the execution. So keep working hard, and then you can share authentic content as well. Yeah, growth focus. So yeah, it's basically, I would say that the growth focus is a combination of consistency, authenticity, and just engaging with all of your audience all the time. And also, like, then the last thing is content tracking. So content tracking is a little bit of a fancy way to put it, but just pay attention to what works. So if your average post gets like 100 views or something like that, and then suddenly have one that gets 700 views, take a careful look at it. What did you do different? How was it different from others? Was it published in a very different time of the week, for example, than all the other ones? Like, try to figure it out. Have a cup of coffee, chill out, just think about it, and try and figure out, like, is there a pattern that's emerging there? And yeah, that's it. So just a really quick recap. Identity. Make sure that you are discoverable. First name, last name, sport. Make sure that your bio clearly states what the level of competition is where you are today and where you're going for. Like, what's the journey? Pick one or two platforms, focus there first. Make sure that you pencil time for content creation and maintaining your personal brand in the diary. Make it a part of your training regime. Maybe even talk to your coach about this. Make them a part of this journey, maybe. At least make them aware that this is something that you take serious. Because at the end of the day, that's also going to help you pay their bills, right? Authentic content that's relevant to the sport. Always connect the dots. How is this connected to my journey? When someone responds to you, you respond back to them. Nurture that engagement. Focus on the growth and keep track of what content works and what doesn't. So, okay, that's everything that I had in mind for today. I hope that you find this useful. I try to make it as sort of clear cut as possible. And I think that, like, if you take this seriously and you stick to it and you invest 1 hour every week for 6 months, you will have a significantly different online identity and personal brand as a professional athlete than you have today. And as a final word, like, so remember that it's sort of a calling card. It's not really a you, it's a representation of you. And make it work for you. All right. And if you need help with representation, please do check out nextride.com. It's a sponsorship company without gatekeepers. It's for every athlete out there. We can probably help you out, but even if you don't want to work with us, that's fine. You can do this, but you need to do your homework, right? So best of success.